they tried to make me look crazy, but I perfected a strategy to turn the tables and make them question their own reality. And no, this isn't about becoming a manipulator yourself. This is about reclaiming your power and your sanity when someone is actively trying to take it away. Have you ever been in a conversation where you know what happened? You know what was said, but the other person denies it so convincingly that you start to doubt yourself? That's gaslighting, a subtle but incredibly damaging form of psychological manipulation. They want you to feel isolated, confused, and dependent on their version of reality. Well, today we're flipping the script. We're not just going to recognize the game. We're going to learn how to stop playing. This is your guide to dismantling the gaslighter's playbook, piece by piece, so you can stand firm in your truth and watch their tactics fall apart. First, let's break down what gaslighting actually is. It's more than just lying. It's a calculated campaign to erode your perception of reality. The classic example is someone saying, "I never said that," or "You're being too sensitive," or my personal favorite, "You're imagining things." The goal is to make you feel like your memory is unreliable and your feelings are invalid. It's a power play, plain and simple. They want to control the narrative, and by extension, they want to control you. Understanding this intent is the first crucial step. It's not about a simple disagreement. It's a deliberate strategy. They are playing a game, and the objective is to make you the loser by default. But you don't have to play by their rules. In fact, the way you win is by refusing to play at all. So, how do you start to counter this? The first and most powerful tool you have is documentation. I know it sounds clinical, but it's your anchor to reality. When you're being gaslit, your memory is the battlefield. So, reinforce it. Keep a private journal. Send yourself emails or use a note-taking app on your phone. After a confusing or upsetting interaction, write down exactly what was said and done, word for word, if you can. Include the date, the time, and how it made you feel. This isn't for them, it's for you. When they say, "That never happened," you won't have to rely on a fuzzy, emotionally charged memory. You can look at your notes and say to yourself, "No, I'm not crazy. This is what happened." This simple act creates an external source of truth that they cannot touch or distort. The next step is to stop seeking their validation. This is a tough one because often the gaslighter is someone we care about, a partner, a family member, a close friend. We naturally want their approval and understanding, but a gaslighter thrives on this. They want you to be in a constant state of seeking their confirmation of reality. Did that really happen? Am I overreacting? The moment you ask them these questions, you hand them the power. Instead, turn to a trusted outside source. Talk to a friend who you know is level-headed. Share what happened and ask for their perspective. A simple, "Hey, does this sound reasonable to you?" can be incredibly grounding. When an impartial third party confirms that your reaction is normal, it reinforces your sanity and breaks the gaslighter's spell of isolation. They want to be your sole source of truth. Don't let them. Now let's talk about direct confrontation. This needs to be handled carefully. Arguing with a gaslighter about the details of the past is like wrestling in the mud. You both get dirty, and they like it. They are masters of circular arguments and deflection. They will twist your words and exhaust you until you give up, so don't engage on their terms. Instead of arguing about what was said or done, focus on your feelings and set a boundary. Use I statements. For example, instead of saying, "You lied about calling me," try, "When I feel my experiences are being denied, I find it impossible to continue the conversation. I will not discuss this further." You see the difference? You're not arguing the facts with them. You are stating your emotional response and drawing a line. This takes the power away from their denial and puts the focus on the unacceptable nature of their behavior. It's not up for debate. Another tactic is what I call calm disengagement. Gaslighters feed on your emotional reactions. Your frustration, your confusion, your tears. That's their validation. It shows them their tactics are working. So, one of the most powerful things you can do is refuse to give them that reaction. When they start to deny reality or twist the facts, respond with simple, neutral, and firm phrases. "We remember that differently. I'm not going to argue with you about this. I know what I saw then." Change the subject or physically leave the conversation. This calm refusal to engage is baffling to them. They're expecting a fight, a big emotional scene. When you give them a calm, solid wall, their tools become useless. It's like they're trying to light a fire with wet matches. There's no fuel for them to burn. Let's look at a common scenario. Imagine you agreed with your partner that they would handle a specific chore. Later you find it undone. When you bring it up, they say, "We never talked about that. You must have dreamt it." The old you might have argued, trying to prove the conversation happened. The new you, armed with these strategies, has options. You could say, "We remember that differently. I'm disappointed that chore isn't done," and walk away. Or, "I'm not going to debate our conversation. The chore needs to be done." How can we solve that now? You're redirecting from the past, which they want to distort, to the present reality in a solution. You are refusing to get stuck in their reality-bending trap. You are acknowledging their statement without accepting it as truth. This maintains your own reality without escalating the conflict into a pointless argument. Building your self-confidence is the long-term antidote to gaslighting. These manipulators often target people who are already prone to self-doubt. So, invest in yourself. Reconnect with hobbies you love. Spend time with people who build you up. And celebrate your own accomplishments, no matter how small. The more you trust your own judgment in other areas of your life, the harder it will be for someone to make you doubt your own mind. Think of it as building up your psychological immune system. When your sense of self is strong, a gaslighter's attempts to infect you with doubt and confusion will have little to no effect. You'll recognize the tactic for what it is, a sad attempt to gain control, and it won't penetrate your core beliefs about yourself and your perception. It's also vital to understand that in severe cases, especially in relationships, the only winning move might be to leave. If someone is consistently and deliberately undermining your sanity for their own benefit, that is not a healthy environment. It's abuse. Using these strategies can help you see the pattern clearly, but they aren't a magic fix for a deeply toxic person. Sometimes, the goal isn't to fix the dynamic, but to gain the clarity and strength you need to walk away. Your mental and emotional well-being is the top priority. There is no shame in deciding that a relationship is too damaging to continue. Protecting your peace is the ultimate act of self-respect. If you are dealing with this, please remember you are not alone. This is a recognized form of emotional abuse. Seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be incredibly beneficial. They can provide you with personalized tools and a safe space to process your experiences and rebuild your self-trust. They are trained professionals who can validate your reality and guide you on the path to healing. Don't hesitate to reach out for professional help. It's a sign of immense strength. So, to recap, the way you turn the tables on a gaslighter is by adopting their manipulative tactics. It's by becoming unshakable in your own reality. Document everything for your own clarity. Seek validation from trusted external sources. Use I statements to set firm boundaries without arguing facts. Disengage calmly to starve them of the emotional reaction they crave. And most importantly, build a rock-solid foundation of self-trust and self-worth. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are a person who is being manipulated, and you now have the tools to recognize it and stop it in its tracks. You hold the power to define your own reality. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Do forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future content on building stronger, healthier relationships with yourself and others. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.